The Canadian Experience Class is an immigration program that allows you as a temporary worker or student to apply with your work experience or education and become a Canadian permanent resident. Canada ranks the candidates in the express entry pool using a point-based system called the CRS score or comprehensive ranking system, and select the highest ranking profiles from the express entry pool and invite them to apply for Canadian permanent residence. The first step is to make sure you meet the eligibility criteria, which I'm going to share with you in a few moments. So if you're eligible, you submit your express entry profile on the IRCC website, and every 2 weeks IRCC makes express entry draws and gives permanent resident invitation to candidates with the highest CRS score. After you receive an ITA or invitation to apply for permanent residence, you need to complete your application within 2 months or 60 days and submit a few documents like police certificate, medical examination, and proof of financial support. To be eligible for the Canadian Experience Class, you must meet the required language levels, have at least 1 year of skilled work experience in Canada, and plan to live in any province other than Quebec. Now let's dive into each requirement in detail. So the first criteria is to have at least 1 year of skilled work experience in Canada in the last 3 years before you apply. You can do this by working full-time at one job, which is 30 hours per week for 12 months, which equals to 1 year full-time or 1,560 hours, or equal amount in part-time work, for example 15 hours per week for 24 months or 2 years, which equals to 1 year full-time. You can work as many part-time jobs as you need to meet this requirement. And the last way is to have full-time work at more than one job, for example 30 hours per week for 12 months at more than one job, which equals to 1 year full-time. It says you also have to gain your work experience by working in Canada while under temporary resident status with authorization to work. So working outside of Canada doesn't count here. Here it explains how to calculate your work experience for the Canadian Experience Class. It says your skilled work experience must be paid work, including paid wages or earned commission. We don't count volunteer work or unpaid internship. For part-time work, you can work more or less than 15 hours per week as long as it adds up to 1,560 hours. You can work more than one part-time job to get the hours you need to apply. We don't count any hours you work above 30 hours per week. Another important point about your work experience is it must be one of the NOC code 0, A, or B jobs. NOC stands for National Occupation Classification, and NOC 0 is managerial jobs like restaurant managers, NOC A is professional jobs like doctors and dentists, and NOC B is technical jobs and skilled trades like chefs, plumbers, and electricians. It says self-employment and work experience gained while you were a full-time student, even if you were on a co-op work, doesn't count towards the minimum requirements for this program. There is no education requirement for the Canadian Experience Class. However, if you want to improve your rank in the express entry pool for immigration purposes, you have two options. The first option is if you went to a Canadian school, college, or university, you can get points for a certificate, diploma, or degree. Now, the second point is if you have foreign education and studied outside Canada, you can get points for a completed foreign credential and educational credential assessment or ECA report from a designated organization. So as I mentioned earlier, education is not required for the Canadian Experience Class, but to give you guys an example, with a master's degree, you can get up to 126 extra points or up to 84 points for a 1-year degree from a Canadian university or college. The next criterion is to meet the English or French language levels for your job in writing, reading, listening, and speaking. For the English language, you can take the CELPIP general exam or IELTS general exam, and for the French language, you can take TEF or TCF. So if you have a NOC 0 or A job, which means you're a manager or you have a professional job, you need at least CLB 7 in all 4 sections of your language exam. And if you have a NOC B job, which means you have a technical or skilled trade job, you need at least CLB 5 in all parts of your language exam. Personally, I took the CELPIP because I think it's easier compared to IELTS. For example, in CELPIP, the computer talks in the Canadian accent, which is very easy to understand. But for example, in IELTS, the computer talks with British or Australian accent, which is a little bit hard to understand. I also shared my experience on how to pass the CELPIP exam over here, so make sure to watch this video next. So what happens next after you take your language exam and hopefully pass it? You have to use the test results as a proof of language skills and upload it on IRCC website. It says your test results must be valid less than 2 years old when you complete your Express Entry profile or apply for permanent residence. The Express Entry profile is valid for 12 months. Make sure that your language test results are valid for the same time period. If your test results expire soon, you should retake the test and update your Express Entry profile with your new test results. Another requirement is you must be admissible to Canada, which means you should not have any criminal charges. For example, if you drive while impaired by alcohol or drugs or weed, you may be inadmissible for serious criminality, but hopefully if you don't have any criminal records, you're fine and you can submit your Express Entry profile. You need certain documents at different stages of the Express Entry application process. As you can see, it says you don't need to upload documents to submit a profile, but you may need information from some or all of these documents: a passport or travel document, your language test results, proof of a Canadian education or ECA report, provincial nomination if you have one, job offer if you have one, and proof of funds. So if they invite you to apply for permanent residence, you have to upload police certificate, medical exams, proof of funds, and some other documents if they apply. The next step is to submit your profile. It says if you want to come to Canada as a skilled immigrant, your first step is to submit your profile to the Express Entry pool. If you're eligible, we will place you in a pool with others who are also eligible, give you a score and rank you using several factors, and invite you to apply to be a permanent resident of Canada. You can only apply online if we send you an invitation to apply. Completing an online Express Entry profile or entering the pool doesn't guarantee that we will invite you to apply for permanent residence. You can answer a few questions to see if you're eligible for Express Entry. If you're eligible, the tool will send you to your online account to fill out your Express Entry profile. Hopefully, I already created this video about how to create and submit your Express Entry profile, and I shared a step-by-step process to submit your profile, so make sure to watch it next. If you receive an invitation to apply after June 2021, you must submit your application for permanent residence within 60 days. While you wait in the Express Entry pool, you should start getting your documents ready, because if they invite you to apply, you only have 60 days to submit your documents and complete your application. The first step is to make sure your language test results are valid, because they're valid just for 2 years. So make sure you apply before your test results expire, because if you apply with an expired document, they're going to reject your application. You also need to get a police certificate for you and any of your family members who are 18 years or older. In some countries, it can take a long time to get police certificate. Ask them now that you're in the pool, so you can submit them before your 60 days are up. While you're in the pool, you can improve your score and increase your chances of being invited to apply by getting a job offer, contacting provinces to consider you for a PNP program, improving your language score and education, and gaining more work experience. You must make sure that your profile is up to date all the time. So if you start a new career or gain or lose a job offer or get a new language test, you should update your profile, because if you provide false information, they're going to reject your application. So that's all you need about the Canadian experience class. But if you want to know how to complete and submit your Express Entry profile, make sure to watch this video next. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have any questions, make sure to comment below and I'll try my best to help you out. As always, thanks for watching and see you in the next video.